Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be going over some features that you may have missed in the Teal Mask and Indigo Disc DLC coming to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet soon. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. Leave a comment with anything that you saw in the trailer that you think is quite noteworthy that we didn't mention today. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, the first thing that we're going to be talking about is the actual DLC as a whole and how the stories are connected and how you actually access them and stuff like that. It was posted on the website, you may have not seen it, but either way, PLDH tweeted out saying Part 1 of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's DLC, The Hidden Treasure of Area 0, can be played as soon as you begin your treasure hunt. So, of course, at the start of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I think it takes like 2 hours to get to like the treasure hunt part, and then you get access to Koraidon or Miraidon, depending on which version you're playing. I think that's what it means. So you can basically access part 1 as soon as you get your ride Pokemon, which makes sense because obviously ride Pokemon is it's a very important part of this game. So yeah, as soon as you do that, you can access part 1. So however we get there via, I don't know, plane or bus, probably plane because it's like a different region, or boat, yeah, that'll be the accessible DLC straight off the bat. But part 2 can only be started after the main story of both the main game and part 1 have been completed, and then the two parts will tell a connected story, which makes sense because it's titled The Hidden Treasure of Area 0, and then you have your 2 DLCs, which again is another reason I think we'll have more DLC as well next year. But either way, the 2 stories are connected. Now, this wasn't the case in the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. In the Isle of Armor, we had like Mustard and Kubfu and Urshifu and the 2 towers and all that stuff. And then obviously in the Crown Tundra, we had Calyrex and the Noble Steeds and stuff. Those 2 stories didn't connect at all. Like, they were just completely different parts of the game. However, these 2 stories do connect together, so I'm not sure how they're going to do that. Maybe, well, we know there's going to be a character, like the brother and the sister, I can't remember their names, but they're going to pop up in both DLCs. So that might be a way that they're connected. Which is really cool though. I like the fact that they are connected and stuff. But yeah, I'm guessing that part 2 probably has some sort of elements of the main story and part 1, hence why you have to complete them both, whereas part 1 probably doesn't. But either way, like I say, this was taken from the website. So yeah, that's some interesting information. You can't access them both at the same time. I know they do have a connected story. Moving on, we have this posted by Pokesutami going into detail about the masks that we saw in the trailer. So this was posted by Soul Silverart. This was obviously taken from the trailer. So in the first DLC, I am all but certain that the 3 new Pokemon will be able to get Ogerpon's mask or have their own masks and transform into something close to what we saw in the live action trailer. They kind of look like Power Rangers, but I'm excited for this as it may redeem their designs for me. So obviously these are the other masks that we saw, which of course like clearly have some sort of link to the other legendary Pokemon that we saw. I mean, this is the bear or the dog. I don't even, people decided what it is, yeah, a bear or a dog, either way. That's obviously that mask. I guess this is the Monkey Dory's mask, and then the bird we don't really see. I mean, it could be this one, and then obviously we've got Ogerpon's mask down here. And then Pokesutami actually goes into detail about what this means. So these festival masks are sold at stalls at Missouri, which is a summer festival, or at more traditional style sweet shops. They are very popular with kids. The Pikachu and Eevee ones are ones you can rarely get. Kids generally wear them on the side of their head, image from Google. So yeah, the Pikachu and Eevee ones, you can actually get those in real life. So yeah, that's quite interesting. Obviously has links to like very much Japanese inspired DLC, the Teal Mask is, which is really cool. And then moving on, we also have this from Pokesutami talking about the 3 new Kitakami Pokemon all have this purple/pink thing incorporated into their designs. These resemble the Hashimaki, I probably got that wrong, but they're basically headbands that are often worn at festivals. Considering that Monkey Dory is the only one to wear it on his head, the design inspiration is super clear. So again, some inspiration for that there. There's obviously some sort of relevance for these kind of pink things because all of these 3 Pokemon have them. So whether that is the thing needed to kind of change their form, if they do have alternate forms, maybe it's an evolution item, who knows. But there is clearly some sort of relevance to this pink whatever thing incorporated into their designs. But either way, this was the one inspired for Monkey Dory's. Moving on, we also have PLDH here tweeting out saying the trailer for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's DLC includes a few more depictions of the Pokemon that feature in part 1, the Teal Mask. There are statues and masks based on these Pokemon and a silhouette that may depict Ogerpon's the mascot legendary true form with a larger body. So these are obviously the 4 legendaries here. These are the masks, and then these are seemingly like pre-evolutions or alternate forms, or again they could just be different statues of the legendaries. But this is also a very interesting kind of image here because Ogerpon here has like really long arms and really long legs, whereas the Ogerpon, like the baby one, like I mean, it may have arms that are just kind of like tucked in, but it's very, very unlikely. This looks like a completely different design to this thing here. So I feel like at least Ogerpon is going to get an evolution or a new form. I mean, Kubfu got an evolution into Urshifu, so it's not crazy to assume that we are going to get more legendaries with evolutions. We also got like the Cosmog line as well. Etc. So yeah, this definitely looks like some alternate form of Ogerpon. These three, again, very likely to also get alternate forms, especially because we saw these statues. Very up in the clouds right now about whether that is the case. I think it's definitely something to do with these kind of pink things here, though, because they even kind of have them on the statues. Like on the statues, they've got this one. Monkey Dory is like wearing it on its head. The middle one, I can't remember its name, has got it like round its neck, and then this is also kind of like on its body, which again is kind of what happens with the designs as well. So I think this pink kind of design feature is obviously very prominent. So that's all that. Moving on, we also have Centro talking about the fact that the DLC takes place in a new region called Kitakami outside Paldea. So forget the current map and the northeastern unexplored side. So this is the really weird thing, because obviously with the DLC, we were expecting to go deeper into Area 0, and also in the top right of the map, we were also expecting to explore there, simply because those two areas were like not able to be explored, and they were the only places on the map with like diagonal lines and stuff. However, though, the DLC does not take place in either of those locations. Even though it's called the Hidden Treasure of Area 0, neither of the DLCs take place in Area 0 or in the other unexplored part of the map, which is another reason that I do believe that we are going to get more DLC, because I think it's just a bit weird that these two interesting locations are just completely cornered off and that we can't even get to them. I mean, there's literally an elevator in Area 0 that you can't access, which again we thought was definitely going to be the one that takes us further into the into Area 0, and then obviously the potential Kalos DLC as well. We got absolutely nothing about that, which means there's probably not going to be any more Paradox forms, etc. Which, again, something that we were really, really expecting. So yeah, the fact that they are just completely away from Paldea makes me think there is still a chance for extra DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. We also have PokeFM here saying, I am thinking that these trio have pre-evolutions and they evolve by wearing a piece of clothing that will allow them to evolve in a specific condition. Like what the image below indicates, this will explain the pink belt that all three have. Again, something that we've already spoken about a little bit, but they're kind of just wearing it in the same location as it would appear on their body. So yeah, for me, I think there is something to do with the evolution. I think they're going to be forms more than like evolutions, but again, we'll have to wait and see. And then finishing things off, we also have this thread here by Atu, who basically has just kind of broken all the new information down for the Teal Mask and the Indigo Disc. So shout out to Atu here. But basically, as for each trailer around Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I present you an analysis and theories thread around the DLCs. So in the Teal Mask, we will surely find ourselves in a region with strong Japanese inspirations. Surely during a festival, we also noticed the new legendary Pokemon in the form of statues showing the existence of a cult around them. Back to Johto, potentially. If we look at the masks, we can distinguish 3 masks of unknown Pokemon, and the last represents the new legendary Pokemon. For the green dog and the blue one, I have no idea, but the pink mask reminds me of Ledian, which again, it could be alternate forms. Like this could be Ursaring, you know, this could be Ledian. You never know. I thought it could be to do with the third, like the other legendaries that we discover in the Teal Mask, but again, it could be for completely different Pokemon. New legendaries in the DLC: Monkey Dory, Okidogi, Pheasantipity, and Ogerpon. For their types, we can theorize with the logos on the lanterns: Ghost, Fighting, Grass, and Dark. So again, it could be the lanterns, like there's Ghost there, and yeah, Fighting, Grass, and Dark. So potentially we could have all of them being a Dark type, which I think they are. They definitely all emit like Dark type auras. And then yeah, Monkey Dory could be Ghost, Dark, Fighting, Dark for, I don't know, maybe the bird. You know, it does have this brown kind of coloring on its wings, which could, I get, it's the type of fighting. And then also Grass, Dark for Monkey Dory. And then yeah, potentially Ogerpon is just pure Dark. Either way, it's very very unlikely that those are the types, but it's just, you know, this is just interesting information that we saw from the trailer that, again, potentially could relate to the types. Finally, we noticed the presence of 2 new characters who will accompany us during the adventure in the DLC. Let's now move on to the second DLC, the Indigo Disc, where we'll find a rival school. This DLC seems to focus on fights with a form of new Elite Four. For their type, I would say Fire and the boy with cool clothes, Steel for the girl with glasses, her hair and looks like screws, Fairy for the girl in the pink coat. For the last one, I hesitate between Poison and Dark. View of this outfit, even if a ghost type, will also suit them. I feel like this definitely is an Elite Four, and hopefully it's someone we could, like, it's an Elite Four that we can rebattle, because you can't rebattle the Elite Four apart from the post game in Scarlet and Violet, which is just weird because you've always been able to rebattle the Elite Four. So hopefully these are, like, members of the Elite Four that you can like rebattle and stuff. Our new legendary seems to be that Origin of the Terrestrialization, and I think he will have similar ability as Arceus. Very, very likely, especially with all the types on its shell. Carmine and Kieran are siblings and come to Paldea from the Myrtile Institute. I don't have much to say about it except a possible Dragon-type team for Carmine. Finally, in view of the names of the DLC evoking the Zero Zone, I think that we will have to use the Teacher's Machine in order to travel between the regions, whether voluntarily or by accident. I don't think that's the case. I think we're literally just going to fly there. It definitely didn't give me any kind of vibes that we'd be like trapped in a different timeline or anything like that. I think we're literally just going to get on a boat and pop off to the other regions. Now, we know that our adventure will take place in a new region, strongly inspired by Japan, at the foot of a huge mountain, plus the evocation of the name Indigo. We will inevitably come near Kanto and Johto. It is indicated on the official site that we will be near a mountain in a rice-growing region, which corresponds to the region of Chubu in Japan, located between the Kanto region and Kansai, having inspired Johto. I'm still in an explored part not far from Mount Silver, so again, could have very strong Kanto and Johto inspirations in this DLC as well. Maybe a lot of Kanto and Johto Pokemon pop up here, and then maybe like the other generation Pokemon will pop up in the Indigo Disc a little bit more frequently. But yeah, that's basically a lot of things that you may have missed from the Teal Mask and the Indigo Disc DLC. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please do consider hitting the like button down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. Leave a comment with your thoughts on everything that we mentioned in today's video. What do you think the types of the all the new legendary Pokemon are going to be? Let me know your thoughts on that. It's everything from me, though. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.